Hey everybody, it's Clay here from Operation Game Night, and I wanted to do a quick video and a speed tier ranking of all the new to me games that I played in 2024. So let's not waste any time and get to creating this tier list. So first up is Soda Smugglers. This is a fun Sheriff of Nottingham type game from Bitewing Games. Comes in a small box. It's fun enough, but I'm gonna bring it in at oh shoot, well, already off to a rough start at C tier. Next up, Mosaic Story of Civilization. This is a relatively streamlined civ building game. I played it one time. There's a lot to set up. I don't know that I'll ever have the urge to go back, so I'm also gonna bring that in at a C tier. Catan Starfarers, liked it better than normal Catan, mainly because of the theme, but that's a D tier for me. Pumafiosi is a interesting trick-taking game where you are trying to be the person that got the second highest card in the trick. Uh, it was fun, but I don't know how much legs it has, so I'm going to go ahead and put that just below Soda Smugglers. Next up is Thunder Road Carnival Chaos. Um, don't like it as much as regular Thunder Road, so I am going to put this in the C tier as well. And just to be clear, I mean, I'm going low off the gate here, so that's not usual for me, but in general, I enjoy most games and like I would still play any of these in C tier. D tier are games that maybe I wouldn't be so keen to get played again, just for reference. But yeah, your B's, A's, and S's are all going to be games that I'm pretty stoked about. Andromeda's Edge, that's a B tier game. Just a little bit too much for me. I prefer Dwellings of Eldervale over it. They added a lot of stuff that might make it better, but yeah, to my taste, it just got a little too complex, and it's going to be still a great game, so it's B tier. Architects of the West Kingdom is going to be our first A tier game. Played that for the first time this year. Loved how snappy it was. The increasing benefits you got based on how many workers you have at different spaces and the interaction involved between the players of rounding up other people's workers and putting them in prison was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's an A tier. Barron Park, we're going B. We'll put that just behind Andromeda's Edge. Uh, you know, what's not to like about playing polyominoes to a board and a little bear zoo? I mean, it's a good time. Arcs, I'm gonna go S tier. I can't deny the fact that this is an amazing game. I know there are people that don't enjoy it, but I had a great time playing with it, playing this game. So much tension involved in every turn, trying to see how you can eke out the best possible turn with the cards that you have and when to seize that initiative. Like, oh my gosh, it's just a great 4X type space game where you can actually get it played in a reasonable amount of time, and it's a little easier to teach than Root. So, big fan of Arcs this year. Beowulf the Legend will go B tier for that. I enjoyed playing it. I think this could be higher. It wasn't the best first play that I played it with my parents, and it was like a very social setting, and it took a little longer than it probably needed to, but I liked everything that was going on with the moving along the track and the different types of auctions that you do as the story progresses. But yeah, I'll put that above Barron Park and Andromeda's Edge. I really want to play this again. Battlestar Galactica, guys, this is going to S tier. I had such a fun time playing Battlestar Galactica. I know it's older. I know it's rough around the edges, but that theme integration and hidden trader mechanic. I am also a huge fan of the series Battlestar Galactica, so this was going to be fun. I played it with a great group, and yeah, maybe I'll play it once a year, but it's definitely S tier for me. Cascadero. Man, this has to be one of the biggest disappointments of the year for me. I'm going to put that at D tier. It is the only Knizia game I've ever gotten rid of. It just didn't click. I gave it one try, so take that for what you will. The scoring was kind of obtuse about how you had to like place your people around the city, but it couldn't be the first one that touched it. Anyway, I played it towards the beginning of the year. Didn't have a great time. Got rid of it, so that's going to have to unfortunately be a D tier. As much as it pains me to say, Captain Flip. I'm giving Captain Flip the A tier rating. This is a great family game. Me and the kids have played it many times and have had a ton of fun with it. So Captain Flip is getting the A tier treatment. Circus Flicati, that's a B for me. It's fun, push your luck card game. I love push your luck. It's, flipping cards over till you bust by drawing a duplicate of the same color or number. I can't remember which one exactly, but I had a fun time playing this the few times I played it. Coloretto, I'm going to put that at the top of B tier. I think that has been a really great filler game for us this past year. We have played a ton of it. You're deciding whether you want to add a card to these piles in the middle or if you want to take one of the piles, and there's just so much player interaction and trying to collect sets of these different chameleons. A lot of fun. Camel Up the card game. We had fun playing it, but I only played it once, so can't say that I'll put it C tier, right? I'll put it at the top of C tier. It was good, but it made Camel Up a little more complicated, and I don't know that that is what Camel Up needed. Cytosis. Man, this was super cool. I mean, I was a biology major, so I like the theme, and Genius Games did a great job of integrating that theme into a board game that somehow is fun. So I'm going to put that at the bottom of B tier. I don't know that I'm going to be itching to play it anymore, but for the theme alone, I can solidly put it in B tier. Dice Veggies, it's fine. Order fulfillment. It's got this interesting system where you're chopping a block of dice up to try and get ingredients to make these recipes. It's fun. I've played it a few times with the kids. Not anything I'm super excited about, though. Darwin's Journey, man, played this twice. It's a little heavier than we usually go in our house. I don't know how much more I'll get to play it, but I'll give it a B tier because I did enjoy what it was doing. Next up, even the theme couldn't save Donut Shop. I had such high hopes for Donut Shop, and I don't know that I've ever played a game that just felt like it fell so flat. I mean, it wasn't like a bad game, but it just wasn't that interesting at all. And it's hard to get me not to be excited about Donuts. So for that, it's going to have to take its spot at the bottom of the tier ranking. Next up is Drapulter. This was a fun game by Oink. You hold a bunch of stuff in your hand and try and drop out only the things that show up on the card. It's a fun party trick, I guess. I don't know how many times I would want to play it, so I'll give it a C tier, just above Mosaic. Flip 7, I'm going A tier for this. Super, I'll probably put it above Captain. All right, I'll put it above Captain Flip. It's just so easy. I mean, do you want to push your luck and keep trying to get more cards, more points? but if you hit and you draw a duplicate card, you bust and you don't get any points that round. I mean, that's really as simple as it is. It might not be the greatest card game of all time, but I think it's certainly going to be one that gets a lot of play for us in the coming years. Fiction. It's like a deduction word game. I played it a couple times with my aunts. It's all right. I don't love word games, and yeah, I would put that at the bottom of C. Foodie Forest, trick-taking card game by Knizia. I can't remember it that well. I do remember thinking it was interesting. It had some cool stuff going on, but I can't in good conscience put it much higher than the bottom of B tier because I just haven't gone back to it after that first play. Freshwater Fly. I'm going to put that. The theme saves this one for me. I love fishing. The gameplay was not that exciting. So it is not a D tier because I enjoy the theme, but the gameplay, yeah, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Fromage. This is going just below Arcs. I really love Fromage. It's simple, it's simultaneous play, it's a sweet theme, and I just love those little mini games every time the board rotates and you get that new puzzle in front of you and you're trying to decide whether you want to, waste your workers by making a gold cheese and they're going for 3 rounds, or if you want to, make the easy stuff. It's just a fun game. I can't wait to play more and more. The Gang is cooperative Texas Hold'em style game. You're trying to suss out who has the highest that ranked hand, who has the lowest, working together by taking these poker chips. I'd put this solidly in the B tier. Ghost Can't Draw. It's more of a party game, so I don't generally gravitate towards those, but it's interesting. You're kind of like a Ouija board where everybody puts their hands on this thing and you're trying to move the ghost around and gotta decide who you think was the one that was actually drawing during that round. It's a fun game. I would put it above Dice Veggies. Gloomhaven, Button, and Bugs. I just am not a solo gamer. I played one scenario of this and just never came back. So there's nothing wrong with it, but this is my tier list, and I just, solo games, it's not fair. It never stood a chance. Go Nuts for Donuts. It's another fun little card game. Everybody plays a number at the same time, and if you didn't play the same number as somebody else, you get to take that donut from a display, and you're just set collecting donuts. It's a good time. I'll put that above Foodie Forest just because I've played it more. 800 Bound Gorilla, another party game type game. That's whatever. Yeah, you try and grab gorillas that match different sizes, and then you get to get banana points. It's fun. It's from the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. Again, party games are never going to be my favorite, but it's a fun time. Me and the kids had fun with it. Havilandi, played it a couple times. It's a Knizia game. You're laying these hot air balloon tiles out, deciding when to launch them, getting points, but it's all predicated on a dice roll. I would put this just above the Gang in B tier. I like it. It was simple. It was quick playing. It's Knizia. It hit all the right spots. Harmonies, I will put Harmonies towards the top of B tier. It's a great looking, quick playing, abstract game where you're building out a landscape and then trying to also complete landscapes that these animals want, and you get points based on the different landscape scoring and how many of your animal cubes you got to place on. So it's a fun game. I am not a huge abstract guy, so it probably could be higher for other people. Ironwood, I am giving an A to. I loved playing this the few times I played it. I don't really have a head-to-head person that is going to want to play these type of games with me that often, but I enjoyed Ironwood, and the production's amazing. It really feels like a two-player version of Root to me, which is super appealing. This is a newer one I've been playing, and maybe recency bias, but I think it's a ton of fun. It was described in a video as Marvel United meets Quacksequedlinburg, and I mean, that's got my attention. Marvel United is one of my favorite games, and Quacksequedlinburg's great. You pull cubes out of bags to activate your superhero abilities. Yeah, I look forward to playing more of this. Oh boy, another D tier. Judge Domino. I don't even know what's going on with this game. It just wasn't that fun. It's in a cool production. It's the Fun Brick series, so it's in this long tube, but it did not have enough going on for me to want to play it more than the one time. I don't even know if you can call it playing. You're just setting up dominoes. Um, Nar. It's a good engine building game. I think it's kind of faded for me. I played it a few times when I first got it, liked it, and since then haven't had much to say about it. So I don't have anything bad to say about it. So I'm gonna put it smack dab in the middle of B tier. Lords of Vegas. It is a fun game. Only played it once, but yeah, you're getting spots on the Vegas Strip. It's interactive. Players can take over your casinos. Man, what to do with this? I'm gonna go bottom of B tier with this one. Maybe it can be above Donuts for Donuts. Okay, Lord of the Rings duel. We're coming up to. No, it can't be S. Can it be though? It's good. I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. Get out of here, architects. Shoot. Okay, yeah, so it's at the top of A tier for me. They made a great game, Seven Wonders Duel, even better with this game, and I love it. It's so tense. They got rid of the end game scoring, so you're just trying to race to these three victory conditions. It's a great time. Leviathan Wilds. It's an interesting co-op game. I don't know that I was as into it as some people seem to be, but I'll put it at the top of C tier. Maskmen. Again, I have so many of these little card games I play, and it's hard to determine where to put them. But this probably somewhere below Pumafiosi. It just was a little too hard to. I don't know. I didn't understand the decision making that well. It probably warrants quite a few more plays to actually make an assessment. But for now, that's where I'm putting it. Mino Dice, Skull King, but with dice. Love it. We're going to the top of B tier with this one. It's so random. It's, good luck taking it seriously, but it's fun. You're trick taking with dice. And so you might have the highest die, you might have the Minotaur that can beat everything, but when you roll it out into the center to try and win that trick, it could still come up with a flag. So super random, but a lot of fun. Lord of the Rings. It's an oldie, a classic co-op game, and I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier. It's not great. I don't know if it holds up well compared to the co-ops of our time, but if you like the theme and you like co-op games, you might enjoy the nostalgia that this one feels like. It feels like it's from a different era of board game design. So I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier. Nikojima, it's fine. It's a dexterity game. I will go C. Last Light didn't do a whole lot for me. I wanted it to be something better. It's supposed to be like a 4X game. Everybody plays at the same time, but yeah, it was fine. Not anything to write home about, in my opinion. Courtesans. Man, what to do with you? I think Courtesans deserves. I gotta play it a few more times. Before I really put it in A. I'm gonna keep it in the middle of B. I love what it's doing. It's like Biblios. You draw 3 cards, you keep one, you give one to someone else, and you put one in the center area. It's fun stuff you do you can play cards face down, or assassinate cards from another person's area. Yeah, it's a fun card game, and I think it could definitely reach the A tier for me if I get it played more often. Planet Unknown. I don't love polyomino games, which is probably the only reason this is, not higher, because everything else that's going on in this game really sings to me. Simultaneous play, you're moving up tracks based on the different types of terrain you put out. You're unlocking different abilities as you go through the game. But yeah, the core of the game is you're placing polyominoes on this board. So it's a fun game. I highly recommend it. Poison. Whoo. I think, yeah, this deserves to be an A tier. This is just a fun time. You got 3 pots in the center. You're all adding cards to them. And if you're the one that makes the pot boil over by exceeding the number 13, you have to take all the cards in the pot. It's a fun, quick filler card game that we played a ton this year. Innovation, it definitely deserves more than one play, but it was awesome to play this one because I made a bet with my stepmom, and if she lost, she had to learn and teach me any game of my choosing, and this was what I chose. So it has a special place because, she watched many videos and came prepared and taught me this game. But yeah, this is a game you have to play a lot of times to understand like what types of craziness come out throughout the different ages of the deck. I can see why people would be infatuated with it, but I haven't felt the need to bring it to the table. That's Not a Hat. That's going to be another C tier. Probably. That's a high C tier. I'm putting it at the top of C tier. It's a fun memory game where everybody's laughing, having a good time. And yeah, I'm terrible at it, so maybe not that I care about being good at games, but like I just cannot remember anything. So yeah, it falls apart pretty quick for me, but we've had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs playing that game. Startups. God, man, I got so many small box card games that I play, and I don't play any of them enough. But I really do like what's going on in startups. So I'm going to put this just above Barron Park. You're trying to control the most cards of a certain company. If you do at the end of the game, everybody that has those company cards, but not as many as you, has to pay you. So it's fun. Skyrise. Woo! I really like Skyrise. It is simple to teach. It's kind of like Ra, where you have these specific bidding power buildings, and you like have to outbid each other, but you can see what powers everybody else has. Man, you're trying to gain control of these different islands and collect. You know, I'm putting this at the top of A tier. Spellbook, Phil Walker Harding game. I thought it was too much for what it was trying to be. I think, I don't know. I want it to be a little lighter, probably. Not that it's heavy, but I'll put it middle of C tier, probably above that. Yeah. Revive, heavier Euro game. I say middleweight heavy Euro game, but I mean these aren't games that I play too often anymore, and I was not expecting much out of this, but I really found it to be a fun puzzle and surprisingly easy to understand once we got into it. So I'm going to put that middle of B tier. Santa's Workshop. Yeah, it's a fun worker placement game where you're making toys, trying to impress Santa. I like worker placement games. I like the theme on this. Probably only ever going to play it at Christmas, but I think it is a B tier for me. Star Wars Unlimited. I'll put it. I like TCGs, but I don't really have anybody to play them with. So I played a few times with Mary, and I enjoyed the gameplay of Star Wars Unlimited. It's really slick, but again, I don't play it that much, so I can't. I'll put it above Foodie Forest. Parade, man, another fun card game. Shoot. Yeah, it's going right up there, man. Right below Colorado. We've had some fun with this one. It's another game where you're trying to play cards out. You want to have the least amount of points at the end of the game. So you're adding cards to this long line. And yeah, Parade's good. That's all I got to say. River Valley Glassworks, light, quick, family game. I'll put this probably. Yeah, I really like what it's doing. I mean, you're getting these cool pieces of glass from the river and you're adding them to a collection. Scoring's interesting. Yeah, and it's so quick that it's hard not to like. Through the Desert, classic Knizia right here. I'm going to put that at the top of B tier. It's a little, nah, it's good. It's a streamlined game. You place 2 camels on your turn, I think. It's been a minute since I played it, but you're trying to section off, different areas of this board. Yeah, I can see why it has persisted for so long. Wormspan, Wingspan with a little extra. I don't know which one I like better at this point, but it's a B for me. I think Finspan's going to end up being my favorite, but yeah, Wormspan's definitely a solid game. Regular Thunder Road Vendetta. This is going to be a tier up for me from Carnival Chaos. Well, actually, nah. Yeah, this is also going to the top of B tier with Through the Desert. Actually, I'm passing Through the Desert. Whale Riders, an out-of-print Knizia game. Man, this is a fun one. This is a tough. You're fulfilling orders going up and down this coast. Got some interesting timing considerations. I'm going just above Beowulf with that one. Stomp the Plank. I think it's marketed for kids, but it's a fun push your luck game. I'd play it before most of these, if I'm being honest. Tiger and Dragons, domino game by Oink. Doesn't seem like you really have many decisions to make, so I don't know. I like it. I mean, it's a shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all your dominoes, but I mean, it feels like every turn you're like, there's a very obvious thing to do. I'll put it at the top of C tier. Castle Combo. This is a lot of fun, but not A or S fun. It's 9 cards in front of you. They all have different scoring criteria. You're trying to make them all work together. It's fun. How many games can I say are fun? I mean, they're all fun. I love games. Charcuterie, we'll put that at the bottom of C tier. I love the theme. Didn't enjoy the I cut you choose aspect of it, which is what it's supposed to be doing. So, gonna have to knock it there. Summoner Wars. This was got it as swap. Really fun 2-player head-to-head game. I just do not get it played, and I would like to. I mean, there's so many different factions you can play as. I'm gonna put it in the middle of B. That's a safe spot for me. Wondrous Creatures. This is going A tier. Probably just above Architects. No, probably above. I think it's top A tier. Sorry, Skyrise. This is like Everdell meets Pokemon. You are placing these. I mean, good God, they got a freaking magnet meeple that rides on these creatures. It's so cool. But essentially, you're just collecting cards that score you points and work together. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Sail, interesting 2-player trick taking game, but yeah, I think interesting is its best quality. Lacuna, it just felt too predetermined. Like, I don't know. It's interesting to look at and to play a couple times, but once I saw someone describe it as tic-tac-toe, and like whoever goes first is going to win, or whoever goes second is going to win. I can't remember which one in this game, but once somebody described it like that, I was like, well, that is very accurate. And now I've not played it since, so that's unfortunate. King of Tokyo. That's coming up to A tier. This game's been around for a while, but finally played it this year. Me and the kids love playing this game. It's freaking Yahtzee, but you're battling each other. We have a great time playing that. Mind Bug by Richard Garfield. This is like mini baby Magic the Gathering, but you don't have to collect cards. They all come in this thing. You share a deck of cards. Each of you gets 10, and you're just trying to defeat the other person. It's a great game. Middle of B tier. That's where great games go. Can you imagine how I feel about these A's and S's? I probably didn't gush about them enough. Sorcerer Arena, 2-player skirmish game, Disney theme. Disney theme carries it. It's fine. I'll put it middle of C tier probably. Strike, boom. It's a fun game. There is almost nothing to it, but we have had so much fun playing Strike. Zularetto, I don't know that I can properly assess this because I only played it once and my kids were being annoying. I like that it's based off of Coloretto, or Coloretto's based off of Zula. I don't know which it is, but I like Coloretto a lot. And Zularetto does some of the same things, but in a bigger box. So I'm just going to keep it in C tier for now. I think given some more chances, it could go up. Marvel United, I don't know if this should be on here. It's multiverse. That's new, but I've loved Marvel United for a while now, and multiverse is no exception. I'll put that towards the top of A tier here. Me and the kids play that all the time. Love Letter, fun, quick card game, trying to get in each other's heads. Going. That's a solid B tier game. I'm gonna put it here. And finally, the last one, Mlem Space Agency. I did not put these in any order, but Mlem is going to the top, my friends. I love Mlem. It is push your luck, shared incentives. You're all riding the rocket ship trying to get as far as you can into outer space, hopping off on different moons, putting your cats with different abilities on this rocket. I've had such a great time every time I played this game. I cannot not call it the top of the S tier. It's great. And that's it. I'm not going to belabor this. This is my first time doing a tier list, so I don't know. Hopefully I did a good job. I really thought I'd be more inclined to weight things a little higher, but I think it's fair. And again, B tier games I'm into. I would play any of these anytime. C tiers, I'll play it if somebody else suggests it. D tiers, probably not for me. But yeah, that's it. Hope you all had a good 2024.